All right, everyone, welcome along. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. See, I'm such a cheerful Christmas kind of chappy. For Christmas, it's always time, isn't it, to start reflecting on the year and seeing what's gone on. In parkrun, in the world of parkrun circles, it's definitely about seeing, have I done more than my best friend or anything like that? Because it's all about who's done the most, who's volunteered the most, who's whatever, okay? Whoever said it's not a competition was really lying. Yeah, you're only lying to yourself if you're saying it's not a competition. We've upgraded our report as part of the just general life cycle of report management that we see. You know, reporting in Power BI and across any organization, regardless of if you use Power BI or any other tool, is something that should carry on. And that ongoing journey of reporting and analytics is really why we see things like Excel never fully disappear, because people always want to do more than the platform can do. And that's really, for me, the exciting thing that Power BI actually offers. Finally, we have a platform that's agile enough to allow a business to keep using it throughout every aspect of their analytics journey. And that's something that it's rare. Okay. So let's have a look and see what we've done with our upgrades for it and see if there's anything exciting that we can learn based on some of the stuff we were talking about in terms of documentation and actually how does that all look now? Now the boring bit. Geordie Intelligence is a YouTube channel. And like many things, it's not just here for Christmas. It needs love, care, and attention all year round. So don't forget, like and subscribe, leave a comment, tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like, and help the channel keep growing. And if you tell us, maybe we'll respond. Geordie Consulting exists purely to support our client base, moving their data journey forward, helping them establish the data models and semantic models that their company needs to maximize the benefits data brings to them. We can support your organization as you move through that journey, regardless of size, regardless of complexity. We should be your number one choice. So let our insight unlock your insights. So here we are, okay? Report pack published online. There's a few things that we've changed, okay? So one of the things we've done is I've put on a thing I'd quite like, which is I've built some background pages for it. Okay, so we've got kind of our core template now as a background that allows it to just, I think it just makes the content pop a little bit more. And where you've got things like here, where you've got multiple entities or multiple objects on top, you know, both here and here, it looks like it's just one consistent piece. So this is something I really advocate. You know, we still do most of these in PowerPoint. We've looked at doing them in other tools. Obviously, we've got Illustrator, we've got some other things. PowerPoint just kind of, it's quick enough, it's easy enough, you can lay stuff out with it. The other thing we've done with this is I've put some of these in here. So we've got some different options. Now, I was debating, do we do something with the color scheme? But what I've got here is we've got the age grade, which is the basic one that we have, where based on, is this above the average age grade or below the average age grade based on the selected events? Now, this is an interesting one. So parkrun will always say that they expect, as the inclusivity of an event improves, that the average age grade should increase or the finish time should increase. Average age grade, I think, is better than just looking at raw finish time because it's kind of neutralizes that. So what we see is on the left, we've got predominantly blue, and on the right, we've got the predominantly yellow, gold, kind of peach, whatever color it is, okay? So we can see there's definitely a progression. So it is heading in the right direction. Okay, but now what we've also added is the ability to say, well, actually, I want to look at this by participation. So actually, how many Jesmond Dene Parkruns have people done? Because over time, potentially more people are going to come back and those numbers should creep up. But it's interesting to see, actually, how does that go? Now, bear in mind, everyone will have always done one. Okay, so we're going to get one at least. But it's interesting to see actually how that progresses. So if we click on it, we can see this is probably a measure that we should look at in the future. So when we do our next round of updates, we probably look at trying to tweak that speed of analysis for it. It still seems a bit slow. But here we go. So we can see there's definitely a crossover point. And it's interesting here. I had a quick look at when this happens. It's over a summer period. So presumably that's as students have gone away or come back that our numbers have dropped and things like that. So potentially it's worth doing some more deep diving into it. So we can see, as I say, kind of 1st of October, and it's there we go, 3rd of September. So it's like an October period or September period. It seems to just drop. So as I say, it's an interesting one. Odd. But it's interesting to see, as I say, the progress over time of it. And then most importantly, we've got the volunteers, because we need to actually start thinking about how do we bring in volunteers with this. And what you see with this is, I hope that the titles are changing as well as we've gone on, and with the descriptions for it. And obviously the legend stays the same, below average or above average, but it's all kind of pieced together, and we can kind of see key events that have happened. 42 here. This was when we had a takeover by a local running club. 55 here. This was for Great North Run Weekend. This should be Great North Run Weekend here. We had 56 volunteers, and it is. So we can see we've got these spikes coming through, and then obviously it's all colored by where we've had above or below average numbers of volunteers. So we've got some good data in there, really good to have it all pieced together in a way that allows us to see what's happening. We've still got the drill through. So if we actually pick one of these, we can go and drill through to and see what exactly happened. So if we pick our Great North Run Weekend, we can choose to go to the event and see the details of what's happened on that event. Okay. One of the things I'm still trying to work through is what I should really do with the people view. I still haven't figured that out in my mind. I know what I want, and one of the things I want to do, and this is, again, is just something where I haven't worked it out what I think it should look like. Comment down below, tell me what you think you would like to see. Because what I think we should try and do is actually allow you to go to a page, to a report page that allows you to see, hey, this is what I've done. This is how my performance. So we kind of need to work out how that looks and what happens with it. Done a few things in here. So we've got the current streak. So whoever's on the current streak at that point in time. So in this case, it was Nils, we're 10. We've got our club membership, so our volunteer club. We've got our finishers in terms of age, and we've got a summary for that event. One of the things you've also put on, or I've put on all the pages, is we've now got this help button, and it's the same on every page. And you click it, and it just brings up an overlay of those. And just look, those are different colors. I'll have to review those. Okay. Somehow that got through UAT. I'll change it before it goes live to you. So we've got the ability now to kind of see everything. And we could have put more information in there. I'm just saying summary stats. We could have said this is summary stats. This is based on this. This is based on that. For you, for your organization, it's something that you can think as to what you want to do. Is this the right thing for your company? This is the right way to do it? Another option, of course, would have been, because we've got these background images now there, potentially we could actually put a background image on and just fade it back down. So you have like an overlay of the underlay, as it would work. It would actually look quite good, I think, in some ways. And then you could just put your text over it. It just becomes then around, well, how transparent do you make it? That's kind of the question mark that you have, because you want to be able to see, what am I looking at, don't you? But you want to kind of bleed it out a bit so that it's kind of clear that you're looking at something different. Click again, anywhere on the screen, and it goes away, as I say. So we can click there, it goes away. So it's good. We can go back to the main screen. And then one of the things I've done is I've kind of tuned the people side a bit better. So if we come through to people, we can see we've got the consecutive events, we've got like the top 10 summary. We can choose to go, well, show me the milestones in terms of where are people based on their volunteer club membership, based on their finisher, their running milestones. That's what I mean. Volunteer milestones. Yeah. So we can see, look, we've had some V500s, who I think kind of near parkrun royalty, I think. So we've had a few of them have come, and we've got some nice things there for it, haven't we? So we can see how this works. It runs very good. It runs very well across the piece. and it goes away and allows you to filter and see everything that's running across your data set. Just one extra little piece I wanted to mention as we were going through this. So this is one of the things that we've done, and this is something we've mentioned before in terms of aggregation tables. What we've done here is we've got kind of a bit of a legacy thing that's going on, where as part of the build, we're calculating the highest consecutive for any person. And if we actually have a look in the people table, we can do that now actually. We can see we've got the highest consecutive on the team. We've also got the highest consecutive runs. So we can see what's the maximum consecutive that anybody's got. Now, that's one of those things because, as I say, early on in this build process, as before I fully optimized the consecutive measure, it was really, really slow. Okay, it's still slow, right? So in terms of doing this, it would still take a couple of seconds. So what I've done is I've put this in here. So I've left in the calculated column on the basis of, well, that's done when the report refreshes. So what we need to do is go and actually get the value from there. So you can see we're getting this max consecutive, okay? And what we're doing is saying, like, if it's filtered, so if events is filtered or, which is what the double pipe means, or if ampersand for and is filtered age groupings, go and calculate it, okay? Otherwise, just go and get the max from the people table. So we're doing it really quickly, really easily. And the net result is that we have a consecutive events here, this is now from the main page. And if we go and we bring in the performance side, which is kind of one of those things, performance, let's start recording. Let's clear the caches, refresh the visuals. We can see consecutive events there. So it's taken 0.78. Okay, but it's in line with everything else. So it's not massively terrible. If we switch and we say, well, let's pick, say, veterans, this is now calculating this dynamically based on that we just want to see veterans. So it's actually suddenly, where you can see it's taking longer because it is calculating. And you can imagine this is something else. But this is something I've said consistently, time and again. When the customer or the interactee, the report user, makes a selection and something takes a bit longer, that's more acceptable than the raw page being slower or a particular visual on that page being slower. I think, there are things that are just heavier weight to do, like calculating the consecutive runs that somebody's got is just going to be more difficult. And especially as the number of events that Jesmond Dene has goes up, it's going to cause problems. It's going to be a slow measure. That's always going to be slow. It's a difficult one, just the nature of what it is. And I will keep looking and seeing if there's a better way that we can really review and tweak it. Definitely is something I want to keep doing. And again, that should show you these are things that you're always going to be working on, tinkering with, and trying to improve. It's not a case of saying, I'm finished. And that allows you to kind of really see what's happened and analyze quickly and easily what's going on in Jesmond Dene Parkrun. So I hope you'll have a look, follow the link. It'll be down below in the description. Go explore our event. And don't forget, have a look, put the Parkrun icon there. You can click on there and you can find out more about Parkrun, find out if there's an event in your area nearby. Why not sign up and either take part or volunteer? So what do you reckon then? Okay, now the purpose of what we've gone through is to show and to remind you that just doing a one and done with reporting it doesn't work. Okay, it never did work. It always caused problems. If we go back to the reasoning why there was the pivot towards a large-scale analytics platform like Power BI as opposed to Microsoft's incumbent SQL Server report services or SQL Server analysis services, fundamentally, the issue came down to agility. And the agility side was around that because the platform wasn't able to be adapted quickly and easily enough, it meant that people were doing work in Excel. And that Excel work would erode the production landscape, especially as they continue to diverge. Power BI has the capability where, and I've used this many times with clients, we can go all in with the Power BI environment, even going to as far as saying, let's use analyze in Excel functionality within Power BI rather than you needing to go and export data and rebuild it. If you do analyze in Excel and connect to the existing data model and use the existing measures for 99% of what you need, and then you might have, so I've got these pivot tables, need to add a couple of extra measures on top of pivot tables, which Excel gurus are quite comfortable doing those kind of things. That helps. And they can also then feed that back, because if they feed it back to the project team and they bring the measure in, suddenly they don't have to do that, but also someone else can benefit from that work that they've done without them having to do it. And that ability to kind of free those people up allows you to bring them more into your center of excellence, which then allows you to use those skills that you've got within your organization to better serve your organization as a whole, as opposed to them being just drowning under the weight of Excel churn activities. They can actually be delivering business value add consistently throughout their day. And I think that's the bit that's most difficult for us as a business to kind of communicate to our customer base, because ultimately we're a consultancy and ultimately we want to make money. But the point of how we want to make money is by allowing you to not need us. And that's the bit that I think we want to really emphasize for all our client base is the more we work with you, the less you need us. And what tends to happen with us and what we find happens is we'll come in, we'll work with a client on a particular project. We will help them to fully own that project and work out this is the best way for us to go forward with it. And then what happens is they come to another area of business, say, oh, we could bring this in. And they'll just ask for some help. Can you help with this as well? And we'll do the little bit we can or that we need to do for it. Because normally we don't need to get as involved as with use case 2, 3, 4, or 5. It ramps down for us. And that's really what you should be looking for as a business is we want a consultancy that's going to be there when we need them, but then is going to help us to be more independent and not require them constantly. So I hope that helps. Anyway, I hope you have a great Christmas and you're able to spend time with your friends and family and maybe do a parkrun, or are we just pushing parkrun too much at the moment? Regardless, stay safe, take care, have a great Christmas, and bye.